who's had too many beers and they're still talking. I'm not say, bro, fucking trying to do this, man. Be quiet. Okay, nothing personal. I wrote a graphic novel recently called The Ruins of Empires. You can purchase a copy of this up there in the merch store. Myself and Mike Righteous will both come up there and do selfies and all that good stuff and sign shit after the show. So feel free to come up there and support independent music, get a CD, a book, whatever else. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to read you a piece of this book, and so you get a sense of the story. The story is about a character called the Knowledge Seeker. I didn't do the art, by the way, I can't draw for shit. Who's reborn in different periods of history, and in this particular piece I'm going to read you, he's had an out-of-body experience, which is enabled by kind of Oracle Matrix type character, spiritual guy. And he's born and reborn in sites of conflict throughout the history of humanity. A chapter called The Killing Field. So let's try and take it down one more decibel and then we'll get into it. It's like this. These green fields bear the strangest scars. Scars of the rains that don't fall from the stars, but the only kind of rains we could truly call ours, that's right. Rains of the kings, emperors, and the czars. See, the red rains that drench the earth yet still nourish. Oblivious to the cause or the source, greens flourish, but scars are deep, see. Marks on the feet laid by black boots and hooves, chariots and now jeeps and now sheep just are where they once charged. And calm is the face that heals from the scars where some got spoils and others got foiled. The battle broth boiled, the soil into with thickened oil. Shields were clutched, daggers thrust and swords swung. The tanks hummed, triggered drummed and guns sung. The great death song, the anthem of history. But much was lost and nothing won. Some sung it as victory, and it seems I was there. Where? Everywhere, every battle ever fought, every stab, every shot through the ages of humans, a killing machine. I could feel everything, though it wasn't a dream. I was every soldier that had ever fought with a shield and a sword, or the blood ever drawn from a dagger or a bayonet, an axe that was slaying neck, automatic gas to clap on spraying death. I was in a tank that exploded in Iraq, a drive-by and gang war spraying at our cars. I was in Nam, dropping napalm, but it burned my skin. For I was also Viet Minh. I was in Italian massacre when Ethiopians, the bullets only pierced my flesh because I was both of them. I could feel every single wound in the flesh, but also the pleasure of causing the death. I was a soldier in the caliphate, on a crusade, a killer, using Christ in exactly the same way. I was every woman never killed in a witch hunt, every little girl forced to grow with a split soul, because men like to snip clips or zip bits close, so the race dies, but to take my life, fighting for liberation, a woman and a general, bringing death to cowards that sold my genitals. One moment, I killed to be free. The next, I was a monk killed for my greed. Tutmosis the Third, Alexander the Fake, Caesar, Napoleon, Francis Drake, the arms of the state, with armies that are great, but also the resistance is hardly ever praised. I was every indigenous person of America that died trying to protect their own from a predator. Then a rope-clad Roman senator, every noble that showed you the ways of the treacherous. In the Belgian Congo, chopping off limbs. In Rwanda, a cancer doing the same thing. I was a Japanese general occupying the Philippines, a Filipino child too young to know what it means. I was at Sharpeville, I was like 2, my mother with a bullet in her head, and I knew, barely out of a womb, played with a wound. I knew life was a cycle, she would back soon. I was a soldier of Ashanti resisting the British. At the same time, still selling humans to the Dutch. If you're honest with yourself, when you look back for human history, you see that we're totally fucked. Because I was a little girl in that church in Alabama. Then the Grand Wizard, then Margaret Sanger, and I was Paul Warfield, Tibbets Jr., feeling too fine in a B-29. I did my job, 100,000 dead. Greasy, yellow, japs. I went home to relax. Then I was every child ever born with deformed limbs, because they were just pawns on the board to inform kings. I saw sharks following ships, intrigued by the trail that comes overboard. I saw sharks following the ship I was on. I knew then that it couldn't be long. We had tried to get free, but as if that were wrong, we were thrown overboard from the deck of the Zone. So many bodies that sharks couldn't finish the flesh into the waves to administer death. And I joined the rest at the bottom of the sea. The uncounted millions that dreamed to be free. The next minute I was back on the ship, this time as a soldier of the French. Right off the coast of Haiti. We made the gas chamber for African rebels. I couldn't deal with the stench. Then my head was chopped off by one of Dessalines' henchmen. He gave the order for killing all Frenchmen. Then all I could see was pyramids. Can you see? Designed by man's mind, but built by his greed. The strangest pyramids I ever did see was not built by stones, but the bones of famine.